Oh. So Danielle, you've got a lot more sun.
Well, after P&M came through, after all of that, here there's lots more sun, which is very exciting. We had, because P&M came through, took out so many things.
Well, then
They had to because you didn't want to.
Yes.
well, and they're just making sparks.
Like we did.
Really?
And
Wow.
it shut the electricity on the property down once.
I shut the whole neighborhood down, actually.
Shut the whole
Yeah,
neighborhood
if that
down.
won't make
It
them
was
come
our
out, I don't know what
trees.
will.
You know, it was like, and it's so dangerous. They have to have special equipment and suits.
Yeah.
But I'm just for the design purpose.
Yeah.
The fact that
There's more sun here now than there was.
this is a huge sunny area, a huge
Yes.
zone,
Yes.
and if we didn't need all this grass,
Yes.
and that seems nice over there because it's shady,
Yes.
and this won't be that shady. So maybe
No.
maybe this whole part can be a growing part.
Yes.
Just keep a
and
little lawn.
do you think like we're at a place where we could decide whether or not to have the wild roses?
Oh boy.
Is that you, Bella?
Thank God. Okay. Well, I don't know, but at least if these guys see where, you know, we're looking for sun.
Yeah.
And we're looking for sunny spots so we can grow some things that could handle sun. So we could get rid of the wild roses and plant a whole bunch of things there. And I'm
I
seeing
feel like
berries.
it's time for a bit of a succession, you know, because some of these, for me, they're gorgeous and they're great for, you know, volunteering when it's all play and terrible, yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Then maybe we could switch it.
But we've worked with the soil a lot now. We've used EM1. Once we found Yum Yum Mix was the mix that everyone in Santa Fe uses because it has all the things that our soil needs. And then EM1, effective microorganisms, that we put with water, that eats the clay. And so now the roots get down.
Yeah.
And things take off and vines grow, and it's a miracle thing. So between Yum Yum Mix and EM1, everybody's now this whole property just took off.
Wow.
Everything we planted, and we kept planting more trees because they weren't growing. And then we gave them the EM1 and they just took off. So now we have too many trees.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But we have a lot more sun, and that patch down there that you just walked past was a full shade garden, and we have hostas in there, and ferns and things, which I just found out you can eat hostas.
Yeah, hosta, and I wonder if fiddlehead ferns could grow down here. They're pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're called.
In
what's
Bali.
the other name of them?
In Bali,
Yeah.
they have that all the time.
I think ostrich fern or something is like another name for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they almost taste like an asparagus or something. You get this curly shoot that comes
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
top,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're good. Yeah.
Well, so now there's so much sun that I think the hostas are burning. And
Well, we can move them to the shady zone
Yeah.
and use that.
yeah, exactly. We could use
Because
that.
there's fence all there.
This
We could,
goldenrod we could use for some, maybe asparagus.
oh, this area?
That's goldenrod, which is a medicinal plant, but we could also mix it up. It's very successful here.
Yeah, I love how you said that it was like each year there was something new that was taking over and that it was just like automatically changing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of like the zone zero stuff that we were talking about earlier in a different way.
Yeah.
Where it's like the plants that your body requires will grow prolifically on their own because that's what your body requires.
Yes.
I fully find that. Like the best medicine is the one, you know, like my best comfort is this one, right? Because we have a relationship, like we know each other, like we're bouncing off each other, aren't we? I know. I really believe that about
Beautiful.
plants. And all of everything, all of it.
So there's also a spot like under that tree by the comfrey. That's a sunny spot that could be gardened. And have the, you know, I'm just seeing
Yeah,
less.
this front in here of this bed, we did that rock bed last year. There's heaps of room for annuals there.
But right here, this
Yeah.
could be a bed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the lawn could just be this part.
This is some kind of really weird, freaky tree. It's like a Chinese. It's not a mulberry.
And it's got thorns.
It's sometimes it has
Scary.
thorns, sometimes it doesn't, and the top leaves get this big, and it grows like a triffid, like in another month. It's a very bizarre, moody, emotional, reactive tree, but it's pretty when it gets really the big. It gets like it'll grow, 6 feet in a month once it gets going.
Oh wow.
And then it kept breaking off in the wind, so.
And what's
tried
it
to
used
keep
for?
It's some kind of Chinese melon berry something.
Huh.
And the bottom leaves are little and the top leaves are really huge, and it's supposed to have berries, but it's never had berries. But I kind of like moody things.
But that one, since it isn't giving us anything,
It could go, yes. Yes.
it could go. I mean,
Linden is like so amazing. That's that for the bees, like that. They're one of my favorite trees lately.
I love linden too.
Do you?
Yeah, well, beautiful tea, and it's one of the few trees that you can eat the leaves. It's not high in latex or anything.
You told me that.
Yeah.
That's
You're
amazing.
kidding.
You know so much about
yeah, you
things
can
to eat that are,
I know my mountain state stuff. I'm learning a
Yes.
whole new world in Tennessee, but yeah,
Oh,
linden
yeah.
it's a great edible green.
Yes, and it's sort of well
will
behaved.
you make us a list of all the edible leaves that
Sure,
we have
yeah.
going on this property already, and we won't take those out?
Yeah.
That's great. But what do you think, Danielle? Could you see giving up that part for the
Yeah,
bed?
definitely. I think so. I mean, it's interesting that it's good we're not doing it right now because we've got 25 people coming for a barbecue on Sunday, so we're going to put out picnic rugs.
Well,
And then we got that spot.
so in a way, all this lawn is helpful.
Well, it's a place for people to be, but this is the first time in 2 years we've had 25 people to a barbecue, so it's not a priority, I suppose. But we've got that area. We also could plant in between where the pavers are.
Yeah.
And
That triangle.
yeah, and along that coyote fence there,
Mm-hmm.
we could do more. I think we've planted some raspberries, but I don't know if they're really.
So the vertical plants and planting on the vertical fences where there's some light, where there's some sun, spotting that. So maybe we ought to look at the backyard too.
All right. But we've got like fruit. Like you can see, we've got a pear, an apple, a cherry. There's like 2 plums here. There's tons of currants.
We can
Try
go
to
back through
film
that down to when we walk down, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you feel like's going on here?
Okay, so this wild oregano is usually taken over this whole space, but we've put some potting soil there very haphazardly, but it'll come through. Well, so there's lavender,
can-
sage.
But you can
Right.
also put some more
Yes,
plants there.
yes.
Okay.
We can put rosemary.
I mean, you're
This takes over. This pushes all of this.
wow.
I love wild oregano.
That's amazing.
Have you smelled it? That's pretty amazing.
Delicious.
Oh, that's nice.
So I
like this
purposefully didn't mow the grass here just to see what a meadow would look like.
So look how much sun is along that fence
Yeah,
now.
because they took all these cottonwoods down. So yes.
So that fence could be a vertical garden area.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
I
definitely lots of dandelion dominating the meadow, working on the soil. So it's interesting to see that.
Yeah.
And then you're wanting to add some flower seeds, right? Some
Yeah, we've got tons of larkspur around, but yeah, I
Tons.
just thought
yeah.
we've also got
Hyssop.
hyssop. We've got
We have elderberries. By the
Yes.
way, we have elderberry starts. Then Christina's got tons of them.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we've got that list of the things we bought.
Yeah, so this is an area that we don't sit out in there, so it's unlike the little patches of lawns. So this could all be,
It looks like you're training some vines to maybe go up over this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bella, my daughter, paints, so we made a bit of shade, but the wisteria will start happening soon. And yes, great pear.
and there's a sunny spot, and there's a sunny spot
Yeah.
for at least in the morning.
Do you have any stone fruit? I'm just curious.
We've got, yes.
Or
we do.
like peaches. Plum.
There's a peach around the corner. There's two plums in the front.
Yeah,
Yes.
peaches were always hit or miss for me. You know, I
Yeah.
lived kind of in the mountains, and you'd get those late frosts,
Some
and they
years
just wipe
they
you
will
out.
give and give and give.
They
won't
do, yeah. You get the most amazing years,
I
and you
know,
get like
and
2
other
years where you
they're
get nothing.
like, no.
Yeah. You get that
I
frost
know,
that comes through.
but they're my favourite fruit of all.
yeah,
They're
I love them too.
really nice. I used to like mangoes, but then I had too many rotting mangoes around my house. So yeah, I think this is an area, definitely.
Okay.
Everything could be Juji, right?
This is kind of already taken over. Yeah. Don't you think? And the lilac, look at that lilac. It's really coming.
That's an apple in there.
This tree,
Yeah,
and that's an aspen.
yeah.
Okay.
And this,
You said this is the apple?
yeah.
Yeah, I could see some fruit.
See,
coming
little
in.
babies.
Yeah.
Ooh, white lilac.
Ooh. Oh, it's gonna smell.
I didn't
so
prune
good.
it enough last year. I guess it's this, like you prune right after they flower because they bud right after that. You can't prune them in autumn. You have to prune them.
Shoot. That one definitely needs some
Yeah.
boosting, doesn't it?
Well,
there's-
there's check the frittata for me, my
I
love.
love it. This is a very aromatic area. You got the
Isn't this
lilacs, you got all the
amazing?
kitchen herbs, you got. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like honeysuckle.
Okay.
Herbiness.
So but maybe Danielle, if we think in terms of a swath here, a patch,
Yeah.
and just so you keep the lawn part as much as you can,
Yeah.
but just one swath here and one
Yeah,
swath
and I
there.
think that there's a few places where we could start replacing wild roses with things that are more, zone 1-y,
Okay. Yeah. And this is creating a privacy hedge.
It is, but
Anyway,
the one behind it, like I chopped it back to give I don't actually know what that plant behind it is.
this one,
Yeah,
isn't that gorgeous?
I mean the phone.
It's almost like a lilac.
Yeah, maybe it's
Isn't that incredible?
an
Beautiful.
oriental lilac.
No smell.
Wow, it smells like jasmine-y.
We asked the phone.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, it smells really. You're right. Not like lilac at all.
Maybe it's an
But
oriental.
see in here, this is just great. I just see a whole bunch going on. In
And when did that just happen?
Did you
It
see
says
that
it's
branch? It's still
vervae.
sitting on the fence.
Yeah, and also
Oh,
this
yeah.
one's broken, see? I've been noticing it for ages, but
Well, maybe we can get Pedro and Joaquin
we will.
to pull it down.
It's just every time they come, but definitely we need to do
Got a mulcher?
that. Like a chipper.
Yeah.
But see how that's split there, the juniper?
Yeah.
The other one? Yeah. Okay. Well, so shall we look down in here?
Well, let's just look,
You want to go?
let's just revisit this for a second,
Okay.
because I need to fill up this puppy. So this is a giant apricot.
Well, you want them to see how much fruit there is.
This is a peach tree.
Yeah.
But this is suffering. I think this got a bit frozen actually. I need to give some love to this and the rosemary. But I think we take out one or both of these Russian olives and then have more planting here.
And less shade.
Yeah, but that's right there, right? That probably shouldn't be there. Or we just trim it back, but then we can gain some more area.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a potential area, I guess.
Well, right now you've got some bulbs. Is that what you got?
Those are crocuses, yeah.
Do those irrigation boxes serve as foliar? Is that what those are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This, yeah.
And this is also the sewage, where the sewage comes out of the house and gets pumped up the hill to the city sewage.
Yeah.
But we have and this is really important. I wanted you guys to know about all this part.
Yeah.
We have a valve. We just turn it, and it can send all the black water, everything, down through a whole system and a trickle filter system down in the lawn,
Okay.
down below.
It's not activated.
But we end up with so much water, we have to know what we're going to do with it. So we'd love your design for what, are we going to send it to the bottom? Are we going to bring it back up?
All that water. Let's go full on rice
Tons
paddy.
of water.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? In the desert.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, let's have it. So, and we did do it once, and we used the swimming pool for the storage, but we ran out of storage. So
Wow.
and we put it through a UV filter, and we have a culvert like that just outside the fence. So we can redo it, but then we have to figure out where it's going to go
Yeah.
and have storage and have use. Irrigation would be great. But this house year round is going to be producing water.
Yeah.
We could, of course, send it back up to the sewage system, I guess. But yeah, this is a lot of space
Yeah, that's all the space.
here that I don't
Yeah,
know.
it just needs like a stepping stone path, right?
Okay, and then you want to go up here.
Yeah, all those rocks.
Okay.
So we got currants, locusts.
So these are currants that
plum.
are feeding the bees and the birds and not us.
No, but if we were in, if we're in the
Desperate.
apocalypse.
When the shit hits the fan. TF. That's what I keep seeing everywhere.
This is a bed. It's got raspberries around it
No light.
that we can have annuals that will do shade. I
But-
don't know what you think.
Put all your
There is a
hostas in
time
here.
of year that it comes in.
Motherwort is that's a herb. Volunteer.
And up here where this is some sun.
Yeah.
Because
We
Bella,
got some hops and some peas there so far. This is another linden. All this area, I just chucked clover here, but
and this used to be our water labyrinth,
still
the
there.
center of the crystal. So it was just dirt, and now it's alive.
Yeah.
So we could
The
do
water's
something
here.
here.
Yeah, this gets irrigated,
But it doesn't get much light because of all these elms.
but it gets a bit.
Seems like there's a hive like under this table. But
There
there's...
is, that's a hive.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is there a hive right here?
And this is our cistern from the roof of the carport. We can go up there and see that. So I really want to integrate the whole water thing.
Yeah. Oh, especially out here. Yeah.
Yeah. This needs privacy because remember we used to have trees. I'm hoping this linden does it, but
It's brand new, so it's going to take a few years, right?
yes.
And we need that tree. And we could do more things here, Danielle. All in
Yeah.
here. To give them privacy.
Yeah.
So this could, we could think in terms of solving this visually.
Yeah.
Like a big bush here.
Like a elderberry.
Yeah,
Something quick and bushy,
yeah.
bouncy.
We have so many. So that's a good space.
Yes, bamboo.
So what is this vine, Danielle?
It should be like perennial or something.
Looks like hops, maybe.
Oh, and everything.
Yeah, I think it would work.
Those are hops. And then
You
there's
could get some
peas
bamboo
coming up
shoots, too.
underneath.
Oh, good. Okay. So our beekeeper,
Yeah.
she is an apitherapist.
Okay.
So she comes here and grabs the bees and takes them with her.
Yeah.
And she has a way now to use the bees without killing them.
Oh, are you right?
Yeah. He just ricocheted off the fence into me.
Oh, okay.
Must be like a
He like bee-bombed himself.
Usually really docile, this bird.
yeah.
We had apis. Is that what it's called? Is that the thing for? So Danielle, do you want them to look up here? Is this where you're going to put the
We're
asparagus?
doing like lots of asparagus, all as much as we can.
Okay.
There's some alums here. We've got like 100.
Dodger.
We've got tons of onions in your cellar that are sprouting, right?
Yeah. And potatoes. We're looking for places for potatoes, by the way.
Strawberries and asparagus are supposed to be really good mates.
Oh, good.
So we've got like strawberries on the rocks. We've got another 100 or so of them in that box.
Okay.
They don't fruit much, frankly, but I find them quite a good ground cover anyway, in the shade.
Strawberries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to do something. So
Yeah.
and this is so shady. So
This is a chase tree. They come on really late.
and there's lots of berries
And this
in
is
here.
like that wild, some people call it wild almond, some people call it wild plum or something. Currants,
Currants, lots of currants.
raspberries around.
They will grow without sun.
Well, this one is.
Kind of.
That one is. I'm thinking maybe we could take this whole limb off this side of this elm.
Yeah,
What do you reckon?
definitely. That would really change it out here.
Yeah.
That would really make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we used to want shade because it was so hot, you know, and we just prayed for it. Now we're at that place, but the landscape company, the nursery, Plants of the Southwest. I don't
Yeah.
know if it was here before, but that woman, Gail Haggart,
Yeah.
that owns it, her thing.
Actually, our cooperative partner out of Pecos, I believe she's now working with Plants of the Southwest as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Because she's the one that said to me, "Oh, now you got to get brutal.
Yeah.
You've got to get sun in there, and you've got to start taking some trees out." Oh my God.
Yeah, so this is an apricot. This is quite shady.
Well, the wild roses seem to go okay here, but we could
Yeah.
anywhere we see wild roses, they just were put there years ago because nothing would grow. But now, if we can figure out what else to put,
This is volunteering everywhere, this greater burdock.
Look at the leaves on that thing.
Yeah, it's so
It's
luscious,
amazing.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it really like,
so did you say
that
you
does well in the shade.
yeah? Did you say you dug it up and you got a root?
I did. It's not like the culinary Japanese one, but it is still tastes like burdock. Yeah, still, you know, it's a burdock root. It's less. I ate it. I made tea. It's probably you get it probably sooner than later.
I don't know.
Like these are showing up. This is one of the things that came last year all by itself, and now it's scattering itself around.
So this is all
But
the
see,
shade
there's more
garden
wall.
that's not shady anymore.
Yeah, I showed them that.
Yeah, like there was not one bit of drop of sun in this whole thing.
Well, see, all those hostas could come under here.
yeah, and
Look, we've got lots of room for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces at least.
this isn't an elm, is it? This is a volunteer,
Yeah, it's
and it's not a poplar thing.
so this is Virginia creeper. I think.
Yeah, I just don't know what this puppy is.
And wisteria. We keep trying to put one wisteria to grow up over, and it takes them years. But boy, when they do hit, like mine over there in that courtyard, and now it's all just dripping with those beautiful blossoms.
Is that like an Oregon grape in the corner here, or the leaf? kinda reminds me of what
Mahonia?
like
Oh yeah.
Is that Mahonia?
Or
I call
shallal.
it Mahonia. That's a perennial, but that's green in
Winter.
Yeah, yeah.
This has come all the way this way. That one's not too happy. Do you call that Oregon grape?
I call it shallal.
Oh, we have 3 different.
Reminds me of, I think it might also go by Oregon grape.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does well in the shade, and it's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
hardy, and it's green.
Yeah, and I love the evergreens.
Well, this is the bed. Gosh,
Yeah,
now we have something.
yeah,
We should, and those roses are going to do much better this year.
yeah.
Okay, so this is up for grabs because all of this can be. We have lots of shady places we can move everything.
Yeah. Wow, so you
We're
could
pretty
work-
high. We go
Yeah,
down
you've already
to,
got
like,
ferns there too. They'll.
So yeah, where you
And they're going to be
we
great
go
in a shady spot.
down,
Yeah.
not down like you
But
go
this
down.
this
But I
was
think
so shady.
25 sometimes.
Okay.
below.
Yeah. Then
Anyway,
probably.
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could probably get away with maybe some honeyberry and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
introduce some more.
yeah.
If you have the honeysuckles thriving here, that could be a fun one to work in. And
Beautiful.
thimbleberries would do good in a lot of the shade too if you're looking for some more rubus.
Yes.
Mhm.
What are those thimbleberries?
So like they're a lot like a raspberry, but they're not as, I would say, storable. You kind of just pick them and eat them, but they are
yeah,
phenomenal.
Delicious.
So,
yeah,
so
I'm like
good.
mulberries.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Okay.
See,
yeah.
and we lost
kinda
our
spread like-
mulberry. Oh, here's another spot over here.
Yeah, those trees are all down from there. Look at that. And also little terraces there that.
So here's some terracing, and that could be a bed right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is still kind of shady, so it always struggles with what to put in it.
Yeah.
That's why we just keep doing the plumbago, but we can remove it if we have something that'll give food.
Yeah.
It's just ground cover. It did its job. But the hostess could. Anyway, we've got tons of places for all that hostas.
Yeah, I mean, you've got so many places for some edible greens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Could be worked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Goody.
That's a sad little apple tree, I think. Or no, what's that? That's something. That's a fruit tree of some kind, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what it
I
is.
think it's an apple.
But it had no sun, so now it's probably freaking out.
Yeah.
This is an apple.
This one gets tons.
Does it?
Tons.
Should we have a look in some of these little houses?
Is Ilana okay with us coming
Yes,
in
and
now?
she's not here, and Beth and Rob are not here.
And look at this, the sun's coming into here nice and bold, so strawberries here.
Well, yeah, except this cottonwood hasn't fully come on yet.
Oh, so it's gonna make it pretty shady. Okay, well let's look at her first. And here's the other spot for the hostas
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
we've already cut tons of trees out of here, so
Oh yeah, those hostas and ferns and stuff.
we've
could
done
definitely
all
be
that
happy
we
in there.
can do. Is she saying we can look in the house or not?
Yeah, she didn't fully clean it, but
We don't need to do that first, but we'll see if we have
it's not
time.
yet, so we can have a look.
Maybe you could get some nettle in there and give them your
It's just
recipe
good to get a
for
sense
nettle
of it.
omelets.
It's good for you guys to get a sense of the accommodations, right? As well.
Yeah, I like that we kind of went through the outdoors first, though, to take all of that in.
And this is such a tiny little yard.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Though.
I'll let you go.
We have some more, website shots and things of when it's
Oh, I love this one too.
more styled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all this that made me fall in love with architecture. Moving to the
So
southwest.
jealous you're staying.
So do the
This yard gets very little attention because Arana's very private, so.
yeah. But here's a good hot spot if we want to take some things out that are pretty much ornamental. And we've got a few roses, we've got some hollyhocks. But now,
There's some catnip.
see, we also have a cover for this, and we put it halfway, since this half is already shaded. And so she'll see if she's going to add that.
She doesn't like it. She likes the sun.
She does? Well,
And
then,
this is going to come across this year, I think, because it fully filled in that last year.
okay.
And this comes over this way, so I think we're past the awning.
Oh, good.
What
Well,
are these?
That is Virginia creeper. This is a whole mix. There's Virginia, but it's not all on yet. And there's wisteria in here, and there's some grapes.
Honeysuckle, grapes.
There's grapes a bit down there. This is honeysuckle. But the creeper happens first. It's a weird name, isn't it? The wisteria is budding, but it's very early spring. Like, we don't usually plant till Mother's Day in Santa Fe. That's like the traditionally the last frost. So
Yeah, 15th May. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're May long weekend. And it usually snows randomly May long weekend.
Yeah.
But that's usually when we got an early start this year though. Last frost was April 20th.
Yeah.
little asters. We got some strawberries.
Yeah. So here's some of that crazy burdock thing. It just showed up in here.
Oh yeah.
They've had to cut it back because it's taking over.
Yeah, we've got
But these are so beautiful.
Peonies,
These
yeah.
peonies are unbelievable. But anyway, there's more shade. There's more hosta zone.
Yeah.
Those cute little strawberries could be transplanted if there's a place where they'd love to be, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you saw this. This is hosta zone for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since we
Well,
found
I'm
out we
saying
can
better
eat
than
the
usual.
leaves and the, did you say the roots? We can, hostas, you can eat them?
It's the shoots.
The shoots. Okay. So at
Yeah, I
least
saw
you,
someone on TikTok frying up a whole bunch of them, and
Yeah.
like you would use them like bamboo.
Yeah, I haven't tried them yet. Are they similar to bamboo
It looks
shoots, or-
like how she was
Yeah,
cooking it
I gotcha.
on.
Yeah.
so, oh good, let's go through the barn.
This is like hardy kiwi and grape.
Yeah, see there's some vertical wall things.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't we look at the garden first and then go through the house?
So we've got some little dwarf peaches here.
And this wisteria, it's been years and years and years, but we're hoping it'll cover that, of course.
This smells divine right here.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, and look at this cute little mossy stuff.
What is that?
It took. Wow.
I'm smelling.
Ooh,
Something very
ooh,
cool.
ooh, right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, somebody's up there. Oh,
Must be
this.
this, yeah. Whatever
It's
this
the,
is.
it's the, how can I not remember what it's called?
It's not dogwood.
No.
Oh no, it's bigger leaves.
Oh, isn't that just delicious?
Yeah.
Well, the bees are on it, and then they're gonna, that linden tree that Danielle has up at the studio, there'll be millions of bees on it. It'll be buzzing, which is of course a treatment. If you sit under it, it's a treatment for PTSD. Isn't that incredible?
This says it's a Chinese fringe tree, but I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds right. Is this some kind of little berry thing? But see, this yard doesn't have a lot of edibles. Except that's a little dwarf peach.
Yeah, yeah, that's catnip. This is catnip.
That's so beautiful out here.
Yeah. This is a little maple.
We still, in about another 2 weeks is when we'll be able to identify everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a hazard here. See, Danielle, right here? You can pull that barrel here
Yeah.
and then
Pop over.
pop over to there and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Transplanted a bunch of hot cocos and lilies. Putting a bunch of them. These are Asian there.
so this is so shady. shaded, and we've cut so much. But we can keep cutting back on the elms. Asian pear, okay.
And those are locusts and Scotch pines. We're trying to create privacy through there from the car park.
And then this is another Asian pear. So this is going to be pretty shady, isn't it?
Are the locusts honey locusts, or are they edible? Or what kind
It is. Those are black locusts.
Black locust, okay.
But we have lots of honey locusts.
But they end up dying pretty early.
That's a
Really?
currant there.
The
There's some service berries here.
I wonder if that's what that was down
Yeah.
there. Yeah. I love service berries.
Yeah.
So there's, it's hard to know what to add here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this could become just more forest, right? We can take back the elms over time.
Something that could be nice to work in that I haven't heard a lot of would be some nuts, maybe some hazelnuts or
Yes.
something. Those
Yes.
can tolerate some shade.
And they kind of bush or tree, is that right? Or you,
They're
or you make them a bush or
yeah.
a
I'm
tree?
used to seeing them more shrubby than like a big canopy tree.
Right.
That would be great.
Beaked hazelnut, something like that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And that's got
Cold
some like
hardy?
amazing
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Native
Cold
American
hardy.
history, right?
we
Where
had
that
them
was
in, Montana,
propagated
so.
across the country or
So like,
something?
could you see?
I just planted it, 6 of them on in my farm,
Oh.
because we needed nuts. We had no nuts, so now we have white walnut. And
Yeah, we don't have nuts either. Lower down they grow pecans, but not up here
1, 2, 3.
in New Mexico.
So 3 could fit in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I've just been chucking clover everywhere.
so nice.
Then it makes the bees happy.
So
Yeah.
the nut trees, that would be great to keep.
Yeah, for that SHTF scenarios,
Yes.
having those storable fats and proteins. is always a
Yes.
good thing.
Oh my God, yes. So if you see other spots,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're a little too high to do pistachios. Southern
Yeah.
New Mexico, you can do really lovely
And
pistachios.
pecans too, right?
Yeah,
Southern New Mexico.
I think just a little bit.
yeah. But hazelnuts for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can absolutely.
And are they pretty easy to crack open and?
Yeah. Oh, they're not too bad for processing at all. Oh, little lizard.
I know.
Love them.
Oh, look at him. It's his kingdom.
Yep. Doing his
I
thing.
think this is a false indigo, is it? Oh no, this is like a lilac picnic. I don't know.
So you want to go this way, or you feel like we've seen this part? Well, we can keep cutting back big branches of the elm. That's no problem. They don't die. They live and live and live and live forever. I mean, we've cut this one back so many times, so many different branches. That one was covering that whole little house.
Wow.
So, that's another thing. When we get the funds, we can dedicate it to, thinning it out some more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, super shady. This spot it gets a little sun certain times of the day, but it just ends up being, nothing happening. But it'd be great if we had something ornamental.
Yeah.
This is a little sunny spot here. And that is a poplar with an ivy growing up it. Well, this is kind of, there's always space around this.
You talked about putting arbors up last year.
Yeah.
We can go in here. You guys said that we could go in.
Okay. Oh, that's nice how they've got those pots on that bench.
Yeah.
the barn.
So it's a 2.5 bedroom house.
I love the Ristros in
We can go upstairs.
Hey, look what they did. They took down the,
Weepo.
yeah,
That's her Navajo rug.
that's nice. Well, it's always fun to see when people are here, living here long enough, they start taking things and putting it in the shed and adding their own stuff. But here is big storage, really nice. We added all
Oh,
this. And here's a closet. And we used to have, and we could put back in,
Oh, it's nice and deep,
a
yeah.
freezer
Mm.
in the back. And so that turned out to be a good design. This used to be a much smaller kitchen. So, and the stairway was right there, taking up the space. And now we have a little bathroom. The toilet was here, but now we have a little
Oh,
shower
yeah.
thing back here. So the person who stays in this bedroom has a bathroom there. That's their bathroom. And here's that bedroom.
Your
They
salty
have it.
is all held up so nicely, too.
Yeah.
Where did you live, Michael, in Santa Fe? You were here for 8 years, is that right?
New Mexico for 8 years. When I was in Santa Fe, it was just under a year off of Agua Fria.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
So this works out for a little kid if they're not,
Oh, yeah.
you know, if they're not using it as an office.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a full-on desk here.
Yeah.
So we can go upstairs if you want.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the rest of the time I lived in the East Mountains of Albuquerque.
Oh, okay. Was that beautiful?
Oh, gorgeous there. Yeah, nice to be right next to the trails, get up to the top of the San Dias in the summer when it's so hot. It's nice and cool up there.
So we got a bathroom with lots of closets, this closet, and then we added this wall so the lights from the cars coming in aren't there anymore. And this, I think they just don't use this out there. Do you?
They did last year.
So that's a place where we've had trees, it can hold, we built up the deck, so it can hold some big things.
I haven't done their pots.
So that's a possibility, you
So
know?
with all of these units, do you have some that you like to keep specifically for long-term rentals and others that you keep open for short-term?
We
or-
do, we don't have short term,
Okay.
but that's what would change with this new vision.
Yes.
So that's why right now it's 6 months,
Mm.
3 to 6 months. A person comes 3 or 6 months.
Gotcha.
And then they stay, like Arana stayed, has been staying. And then if everybody gets along, then they don't move out at the end of the 3 months or the 6 months, and they just keep staying. And that's what's happened with that house and this one.
Okay.
The couple here, as long as we don't need it, they want to keep living here.
Yeah.
And they know we might change the vision of the whole place, and
So you're open to that change?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And we've had it be that people stay. We used to have it be just 6 months, and then they move out, and then we could do courses and retreats and all that, and then after that was over,
I see.
say 2 weeks, then we
Yeah.
have another 6 months rentals.
Mhm.
So we've fitted in like that before.
Yeah.
But if this becomes much more active,
Yeah.
you know, because we're not doing Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
then we can do something else.
Yeah.
It's like got every single thing you need, from every knife, fork, spoon, linens,
Oh, yeah.
towels, every single thing you could think
Yeah, I
of.
think they'd be amazing for classes and events.
Yes.
And, even, just local events. People who want to come for Zozobra or like opera or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is that people want to travel out here for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't really attract people who want long-term that have all their whole furniture anyway. It's usually people moving from someone.
Yeah, and they want to try Santa Fe out. And
Yeah.
then, like Arana has met a guy, and now she and Jason want to live together. So
Yeah.
they're looking for a house they would love to live in this one,
Mm-hmm.
but these people are loving it, so they're looking in town, and
Yeah.
it's a hard market, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a brutal market.
It is. It's so funky.
Yeah.
People want huge rents for something that's super funky.
Oh yeah. I mean, my cabin in Montana almost doubled in value, and it seems like the whole Rocky Mountain region in just 2 years. I mean.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was wild.
Well, did that help you for your move?
Yes, it was definitely a blessing for the family and all that sweat equity of turning a seasonal fishing cabin into a home.
Oh
It
my
paid off.
God, that's so great.
Yeah.
That's so great.
Have you already looked at your yard?
No, we haven't.
You want to go?
Yeah, let's do
there
that.
next?
Let's go that way. I'm gonna close the door and I'll turn off the lights while you follow Danielle.
Ah. Some hops and grapes in there. So
It is so interesting to hear, like, so many of these plants, it's really not all that different of a plant list than I would have had in Montana. Really.
Really,
I mean,
it's too similar.
Very, very similar. Yeah.
what was your zone?
So
We
You
were
can
in
see
4A, 4B.
we have tons of the same thing over and
like
over and
5A,
over in
5B.
here.
Yeah.
Lilies.
But we'd get.
Are they lilies, Danielle?
Yeah, I think they're tiger lilies. I think they're edible as well.
Oh wow.
Oh,
These can be bushed and.
well, it's supposed to be on that trellis.
Yeah, it can be hedged.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be a big tree. It can just
Okay.
be. It can just.
Well, we were hoping it would
We need-
spread out and hide that bathroom.
We can tie it up and cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, being on the continental divide, we'd get like those -45s that would flow through every now and then. They were just
Yeah,
outrageous,
there's certain trees that you can get here on the edge. There's things you can get that are on the edge that you might lose, you might not lose. This is
Yeah.
like a golden apple, isn't it, Mela?
Yeah.
oh wow.
That's a yummy
And
one.
there's that big apple tree that's in the plaza. We
Yeah.
get half of it over here. Ooh, there's a branch off of here too, Danielle.
Where
Up in this apple tree. It must have come off of one of those.
Oh yeah. Just hiding out in
yeah.
there.
yeah.
So
We've had some
here-
really big winds the last few days.
So here's some more of those burdocks moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Now everything is. These planters were. This is the first time I've seen them full. So something happened this winter that made. Now that's yarrow.
We
Tons
took
of
down
yarrow.
a tree that was there.
Is this where the mulberry was?
No, we'll show you down below.
It was
Big,
enough.
big space. Big
We
space.
took something out of there. I can't remember what it was. It was a tree, but I can't remember. This is an apricot too, right?
Yeah. I've never seen it get any. And there's an apricot back there. So this is the 5 places. I want to see a vine there, and then one here, and then inside 2 out here, or 3, and then inside here.
Yes, people grow prickly pear. We don't have any, but I know
We
people
need-
grow out.
Something.
Yeah.
This is going to spread out.
Yeah.
We just chopped it back this year. Finally,
Well, I don't remember.
it was
Maybe I tried
becoming
to
a
make
tree up here instead of a bush. So it will take up some space. But I'd love to see something that's a vine, because this is now going to get sun. This was covered in trees. This old apricot tree. This was completely shaded.
Yeah, P&M really.
They overdid it, and it's going to be tough to be out here. This
Yeah,
was
but
a.
everything will just.
You could be out here all day long
Yeah.
in the heat of the summer and get in and out of the hot tub. Believe it or not. But, so something here. So I think I counted up 5 somethings to go on these trellises. And of course we'd rather have it be food.
We prepped that area down there, below there. We basically put tons of leaves and then we put tons of compost on top of it last year. So it should be pretty good to go this year or down there.
And it's got some sun because they trimmed it back. So It seems like this spot is probably good for just grabbing leaves mostly, and maybe we could go up the wire.
We put those rock beds there too last year because we're losing too much.
But where you're standing, Michael, that's open for putting stuff.
And we just pounded in those logs around the edges to hold the water a little bit next to the fence.
Yeah.
We chopped down a tree and chopped it in.
Oh, chemtrails.
This is another area of wild roses that could change to something else, I think. You think, Mela?
Yeah. If we can figure out what to do without a lot of... See, here's another thing. This cottonwood, we could trim some branches.
Yeah.
You know, this one and that one.
Yeah, get a bit
And
more
get
sun.
a little more sun in here.
Yeah. Well, it's nice when they get big like that. They don't need their low ones so much, do they?
Right.
They're going up so much.
Right. But see, this is so nice in the summer. We don't even need that umbrella anymore.
You're here too, Dodger.
Come on.
No chasing squirrels.
Is this trough thing from your gray water system?
No, it's
No?
just from the rain.
Okay.
So it comes off that roof. So we just added this. So
It also takes the pool overflow, and there's a middle courtyard. The courtyard drains into. It's very picturesque.
and so it'll take it down, goes down through there, and then goes underground to the cistern. So I was thinking we could take the water, the gray, the black water that's cleaned in the filter in that lawn, and have it run through this whole thing. That's another possibility.
What does the cistern just feed irrigation? Or?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that would, we're
Yeah,
not
that could
going
work
to
out.
drink it. So it'd be okay because it's pristine clean by the time it goes through the UV.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pristine clean enough to drink.
I don't know what to do with these peach trees. They keep having so many peaches. They lose branches every year. We prop them up,
Oh, wow.
but they keep
a good
always
problem to
losing
have.
branches.
Hey, how interesting. It's standing up on its own right now. How great.
Yeah.
Maybe by cutting that branch off, it was tilting it too much.
Yeah, and this we lost some branches too.
So here's a bed that's getting some sun now that all
This
that.
whole area is the whole garden.
Yeah,
we were
this.
hoping to
So
turn
this
into
is
food
it.
forest.
This is the food forest. From there, all the way around this whole yard. We've only got one bed that's got.
Is that plumbago,
herbs.
Mela?
No, it's what is it?
It's a flower.
But we should see if it's edible.
It's
I'm not going to try eating it without finding out first, though.
it's a flower. I know what it looks like, but I can't remember its name.
There's some plumago over there.
Oh yeah.
But this is something else.
I think my phone's not being accurate at the moment.
You attracting little critters.
Yeah, some ants are having fun on me.
But anyway,
Exploring.
we are not attached to this lawn because we never did anything with it. This is the cobbler's children have no shoes. That's us.
Yeah.
Our lawn, our yard, we've hardly done anything with.
I know it's not any of these things it's giving me.
Oh. So that's why I thought, oh, how fun, we could even cut. The only thing about cutting out something is like this.
Just died back a lot.
These are the Russian olives. They grow by themselves.
Oh yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Great wood. We can use it for fire. But I don't know. It gives so much nuts. And then the bird. I have birds out here all
Yeah.
spring, summer, fall, because of this tree. I mean, it provides something. So we can trim away. We have trimmed away at it. But anyway, you see how much vertical wall space we have. And it goes all the way around. This has got some sun now, and we can trim back more branches. And see, this is pretty open. So all in here has got dappled light anyway.
That is an amazing view.
That is sitting right on where the where the mulberry was,
Oh, okay.
and we overwatered it.
Oh.
Somebody put in irrigation right around the trunk when we
Yeah.
first put it in, and left it there, and it was hidden, and nobody knew. And when it died, we dug down and found out we drowned it.
You rotted.
Mm.
Who are you? Anyway, it keeps going.
This is huge.
This is where we want the food for us.
I think you have an opportunity to try and make dandelion wine. Have you ever tried to make it?
I did last year
Did
How was
with
it?
lilac and blueberry and bergamot. That was one
Oh
of
my
them.
God.
And then the other one was orange, raisin, lemon. That one was good. The blueberry bergamot tasted like dirt, like earth.
Yeah. Interesting.
That one didn't work so good, no.
Yeah, so.
But Christina will come for lunch, and she's the one that's doing all the. She makes the wine out of the
Yeah.
different elderberries, and
Where does she?
so here's her spot down.
Okay, that's what I was wondering
She's-
because I know she
But
manages. some
she's not
annual
part of
garden.
this whole thing.
But let's just finish looking here.
Yeah,
because-
please.
So you see these trellises? We don't have anything planted in front of them.
Whatever it was didn't quite.
Yeah, and we want to get,
I
you
think
know,
it was clematis.
And you've got another hive over here.
yep. So we
It swarmed last weekend, so we put it in there from the trees.
Yeah.
And this is where our well is and our pump. So this back in here is kind of like, you know, there are no man's land. It's just got equipment, and
And does the well pump feed all of the homes or just yours?
it feeds
Everything except the studio.
everything
area.
except the studio.
Okay.
So there's some opportunities around this pond and over that side. I think.
Yeah, this is a zone. All we did was stick that little guy in, and this is pretty nice. And then there's some room back here. I've been trying to do artichokes, so I've just been sticking them in, but they don't always make it. So
Have these guys seen your Zagwan yet?
no, they haven't.
Just hop in there quickly.
Okay, before we go into the vegetable garden.
Yes, because we'll get lost in the vegetable garden.
seeds are edible and like used in Ayurveda.
What
And
are
they're
lily
amazing.
seeds?
Yeah, the seeds. You can.
What are the seeds?
I don't really know how to
I've
harvest
never
them. I
seen
need
a
to find
seed.
out. I just found out about this and tried it for the first time. And
Wow.
they're really starchy and almost like a popcorn.
You liked it?
Oh, it's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is Doug's study and his meditation room and steam room in here and my little. And this used to be the Zagwan, which means a hallway into what we call the Zagwan courtyard. But all of a sudden we needed a kitchen, and we had the money, and my builder and I.
It was like a carriageway.
It just took it took off by itself, and now we can rent out the upstairs of our house, and when we want to come back, we have a place to be.
Yeah.
Especially if we know them, because we interview everybody. We don't just have anything helter-skelter. So, and in here is where we have all the. There's artichoke heaven. They're planting themselves now.
Oh, nice.
At this point, I'm trying to build them up in that corner, but for some reason they're just creeping along back in that
They're
corner.
quite delicate for something that looks hardy, aren't they?
Well, they're funny because look at all those along there. I didn't plant those.
They must like to heat up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones I planted in the back corner, thinking they were gonna love it, they're just creeping along. So funny. You know, they want to plant themselves, I think. So we were thinking we would just keep doing strawberries in here and take out some of these other plants, you know, just try to clean it up a little more. Get rid of the
Because it's
clover.
like the perfect kitchen herder garden, right?
And it could be, like here's a sage, you know, it could be we just have strawberries plus herbs.
Yeah, we stuck some sage in there too just now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fun to have it in between and have the things that, like chives.
The
That's
salvia is
another
very happy there.
I was gonna say the salvia was very happy.
Yeah. And there's one up above. You never know what's gonna make it. And we had so much shade that we put in these things to let the light in.
Excuse me. I'm just getting other things. The agastache in the back isn't crucial either.
Right.
Yeah, I could see this being a really nice area for not just kitcheners, but also maybe some perennial greens. You know,
Yes.
some kind of cut and come again. Make your salad come out.
A perennial green, like what?
Oh, like give King Henry, Brendan Taylor,
Do I feel like I'm supposed to write it? I think it's aphids.
Aphids on there?
Need
Yeah.
some ladybugs?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta bring some ladybugs here. They're in the garden.
Wow, that's a lot. Well, it's always fun to buy ladybugs, isn't it? They have them everywhere.
And we have them in the garden. But that's great. I didn't write that down, but you,
Mental notes, yeah.
okay. And we always take out a lot of the comfrey and give it away.
Yeah.
Because we have, you'll see. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 plants in here in this tiny little garden. So, so which way should we go?
Should we go down, Christine?
I'm entirely lost because I'm looking through this, right? So I'm like,
I
I
think
have
we'll probably
no.
need to do another tour and just think about
Like-
functions of spaces, and then we'll build out the details
I'm
from
like,
there.
how many houses are there?
Right?
Isn't that bizarre? Because ours is 2 houses now.
No idea where I am right now.
We've
yeah.
put a boysenberry there because this is shady, but this one needs to be filled out quite a bit.
And what's that pipe coming through there?
Oh,
I think that brings rain off the roof. See,
More of that
see all
rain,
the
yeah.
catchment up there and off of here. See, all these end up in that same thing. But we
this
just
was where the leak was, is it?
yeah, exactly.
That kind of does explain the... We had a leak in the cellar, so that explains.
Oh, not like a leek to eat.
No.
Here, you take this and I'll take this.
Is this garbage day?
No, is it? I don't think so because I think that happened. So this, where our bottom level was the 3rd piece of property, and it went with this house. But we didn't buy that house. When those people moved out, they sold this separately because it was a separate deeded piece.
Okay.
So they sold the house to one person and sold this to us.
Okay.
So this is our area that we're gonna put a little trellis here that has a gate in it to hide this, because this is where all the stuff that leaves the property goes.
This is like the junk pile for on the way to the out.
And then this, we wanna have a little sign here, Danielle, that
Yeah.
says, Christina's nursery.
Okay.
Because all the plants she's giving away, everything we have excess, and she does cuttings and just
How
all
about
kinds of
Christina's
things.
market? Because she's going to have more
Oh,
things.
market would be great.
Okay. She might sell a pizza too.
And this is where she has this little pizza oven that you heat it with sticks, literally. It's up to 700.
It's like a little rocket stove.
Wow.
Yeah.
There she is. Hey there.
Good, Christina. This is for you. It was out there, so. Okay, this is Lindsay, and this.
Are you adding it?
Okay, so that's the bike shed over there, which we have so many bikes. We got some outside. That's the kitchen, and Christina puts the food she cuts out of the garden. She puts everything in here, writes on here what's in here. She's making pickles or fermented things, and we'll just, right now it's not happening. Right now it's the pizza flour. But that's one of our things we wanted to do with you guys is have a pizza thing and go and pick some stuff and make a salad and, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway. Okay. So we don't really have a food forest need in here because it's already been so well planted, unless as we're walking around you see something.
See opportunities.
You see a space, because there's a ditch that's just covered in grass. That's kind of like the overflow of all the rain catchment. And so I'll show you that. So this is our why we call this the cantina.
That's the tequila bar.
Yes, we're supposed to have a little thing of tequila here so you can, but instead,
Except people keep drinking it.
I can imagine. It keeps disappearing. It's the darndest thing.
instead
Every time I
Christina
come back.
makes you know, we catch flowers and we have a ton of these. And anybody who comes down here can come and grab their stuff, grab a basket. That's for here. Wow, somebody's going crazy over here. Anyway,
He's doing like the whole driveway.
if there's anything you want to tell them about, or a spot that you think could use something, because remember we were going to take out the raspberries,
Yeah, but maybe replace them with the same kind of raspberries that work.
and then Michael knows all these other berries like thimbleberries, and it just could be that and nut trees.
Yeah, a nut tree would be good. Maybe a hazelnut or
That's
something.
what I was thinking. Yeah, because that
Yeah, because we don't have.
you don't need that
anything-
huge canopy space like you do with other nuts. You know, to get hazelnut in here.
Yeah, because we don't have anything of that type.
Right. So here's what's ready now. Here's where Christina lives, in the garden cottage. She's got a hot tub, a Japanese hot tub in the back.
Just got my hinoki stool.
Oh,
I've been looking one forever.
what is it?
It's one of those Japanese cedar stools for your hot tub.
Oh,
The
wow.
most amazing fragrance to it.
Do you put it in?
Well, not necessarily. It's just like you're bathing. I got the ladle. I found finally a hinoki ladle, and I got this. No, it's just to sit on
And
my.
is there like a little wooden bucket kind of thing too?
Yeah, just a little ladle, and usually in Japan you would use the bucket to rinse off with before you go in the tub.
Oh yeah.
But
And you're outside. Yeah.
I've just been looking for one forever.
Oh, how cool. Okay, well, we're starting to collect cardboard for the food forest. So if you see a spot where we could do a hazelnut tree or some, I want to show you guys the area we want to change the raspberries
Some of
out.
these things were moving around because they were put in all at the beginning, and they weren't maybe the most ideal for where we're going with it. But so I'm moving things as I need to. And we started losing room for the annual vegetables. We had almost no room left.
The perennial takeover.
Yeah, this is the mint bed you took out.
Yeah, this was all mint in here. I just left
So
a little.
you're putting in some brassicas, some cabbage.
I'm just trying it. Hopefully it's not too overly sunny because this is one of the hottest all day sun areas.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So she's got tons of nasturtiums we can have up above for our pots
Oh, fabulous.
and for our edges of the beds.
Excellent. There's room.
Yeah. And what'd you say you're planting near here?
Oh, I put one of those bleeding hearts behind the Buddha.
Oh,
It's just
this is
small.
such a beautiful apple tree, this one.
And the bleeding hearts are going to kind of be the backdrop to the Buddha. Oh my God, that'll be gorgeous. Well, this feels like it's gotten lifted up a little bit.
I haven't done too much. I think it's because in the past some of those Rebecca's were here and they were completely covering this area
Okay.
because they got really tall.
Yeah. And now it's going to be the hollyhocks.
Yeah, now we got to deal with the hollyhocks now that they've decided they like it here.
And I want to show you the field broadcaster. This is something we got. Oh, here's our trees, right?
Yeah, those are all your.
This is our stock. And we have a whole list.
We just ordered some things ahead of your arrival because you can't always get it. Like
Yeah, a couple hardy figs.
things go
here's the-
like the last 2 years, the nurseries just got cleaned out. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in 2020 you couldn't even get anything.
no.
Yeah, we've got a good list for you.
I'm excited to see
But
it.
this is the field broadcaster that takes the energy from the earth and the energy from the sky and moves it and sends it around. And in here, these wells, we put our intention on the back of the map of our property, because it's unethical to send energetic supplements to people that haven't agreed to it. So you define the map of your property and then you write your intention on the back. And there's biodynamic, homeopathic, 3 different kinds, vials in each one. And I think we might have put a crystal or something in there. But so this thing, we put around the bottom, we'll put Shilajit. And it'll send Shilajit energy to the whole property. And then we'll pour EM1 and it'll send it to the whole property. And then we just keep adding things to it. And then this is the male spot. And the female spot we're now using is a vortex, and I'll show it to you. It's a brewer. And so we make up all our compost teas in it. But it's purposely working with this.
Yeah.
So it's supercharged. And our friend Fred takes that and sprays it on farms that have been polluted with Roundup and things like that, in the farm and the GMO crops, and the farmer's done because it won't grow anything anymore. Fred sprays it, and in 6 months it's organic again.
And they found, I was going to say, and they get inspired to no longer spray that stuff after that, right? And change their ways.
Well, the farmer's desperate.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
they're begging somebody to come and clean it up, and Fred goes out there and sprays it. He's got these huge hydroseeders. And,
I remember seeing his truck. That was amazing.
yeah. And that big vortex he's got.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 8 feet across. Ours is this little teeny thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show it to you
Hey,
because
it's scale, right?
Yeah. Is there anything that plugs into those?
No,
No.
it's just the earth energy. It's copper and silver, and it's the way the wires are inside, and it's like a generator.
Yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me somewhat of like orgonite and how that works. You know, you've got the conductive conduit, and you've got crystals for intention, but you've got homeopathics that are carrying different frequencies and intentions behind those. So this is the first I've heard of a system like this. It's pretty neat.
Well, and it's quantumagriculture.com.
Okay.
And the guy who created that website and created these, he just died. Hugh Lovell is his name.
Okay.
But reading the website, it explains quantum agriculture like nothing I've ever seen. I can't understand it.
Yeah.
Fred said he just devoured it. So people whose brains work that way, I tell a lot of people about it, because later I get a response of, wow, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I'm excited to read up on it.
Yeah.
There's so many of these things coming to the surface. One of our partners and collaborators, General Blaine Holt, he's got this quantum energetic agricultural broadcaster. It's a frequency base that's supposed to speed up growth. And we've got Dolph with the analema water, and just thinking of how all these things can harmonize.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that one that you just said, I need that one.
Yeah.
Because this guy got killed or died,
Yeah.
healthy person. So, and his nephew is not making these.
Yeah.
So they must have gotten scared. I mean, we know how to make them.
Yeah.
Gary Freeborg in Austin, Texas, he's the person that, he knows how to make them without those pipes.
Yeah.
He knows how to he came here, dows the male and the female part of the property, and he works with biodynamics.
Yeah.
He's a permaculturist too, but he's a real good person in Austin
Okay.
and around Austin
Yeah.
to have come and, you know, add to it, add that next layer.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good people in Austin for him to connect with, or to go
Well,
check out what he's doing.
And that's the thing, yeah. So here's this ditch area. I was thinking maybe we can. It's gathering the water from the road. We harvest the water from the road, stick it underneath the paths, and it comes in here. You can't see it because now all the pipes are covered up with the hops and the grapes. But so the water comes in here. We've got we've got these berries, but this is a hot spot. These bees are leaving. So there's
We
cisterns.
could cut back those.
Where are we? Yeah, where are
The
we
cisterns,
thinking?
we've got to take the cisterns, the dysfunctional small cisterns out, and then we're going to put a big giant cistern in.
Okay,
And then we're going to build it here, in place.
okay. So this would be the spot where they do that.
Yeah.
But here's a
Get
little.
to catch the water off your
Here's a
roof.
little bed. I mean, it's just open, open for.
It does flood down this end.
Yeah, that end floods. This floods, and there's the 3 beehives. But you know, I look at every square inch as needing something, and we're talking nut trees, and we're talking different kinds of berries. Oh, no snake! Okay, baby. Okay. And we thought we were going to have chickens, but until the dogs aren't here, Danielle's daughters decide to take them somewhere that we won't do it. We were going to do it over here.
Were they missing some tail feathers?
Well, we haven't got them here.
Okay.
We didn't get the chickens. We were scared.
Yeah, they can be naughty like that.
Christina's using this fence right now for the peas, which is really great. And fava beans, so she does a dinner where we come out and harvest fava beans and peas, and then she teaches us how to make the Italian sofrito.
Okay.
She's Italian, grew
Yeah.
up in Italy, and so we learn a lot of Italian food here. All organic Italian flour, you know, that kind of thing. And I want to show you compost. She's got a great compost system. And we're thinking of putting in between those 2 piles, we're thinking of putting in potatoes.
We
Right.
haven't really got into composting yet this
Right
year.
here. We're gonna do potatoes here.
There you
We're
go.
gonna put all the potatoes we don't know where to put.
Yeah, we got too many.
We ordered them in case there was an emergency.
We tried
Now
to
they're all
do.
sprouting from the cellar, so we
We're all
have
looking for a home.
Yeah, the emergency didn't happen yet. And we did these potato things, but they don't work in Santa Fe. It's too dry.
yeah.
So now, what were you thinking? A cool idea?
We just planted here.
Oh, potatoes are all here right now. I was thinking of maybe trying some burdock just to be able to get the long roots out of it.
The
They
real.
would have the same problem, and they have to really keep it wet.
Yeah. And we weren't.
More culinary.
This didn't work.
Or not
The
even
sweet potatoes didn't grow.
Well, if you want to move those into the shade, you could use them to grow some
Like there was
mushrooms.
one growing in there.
That could be
I got
fun.
About a 2-inch piece. It was delicious.
But going
I
up.
cooked it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. So you
I
can
just
layer
like-
up. Blue oyster mushrooms do really well like that, and I imagine you could grow them out here as long as you kept them moist in the shade. They just go crazy off the sides of it. You harvest them, you can get a few flushes out of it.
Let's tell Christina.
That could be some fun.
She does everything.
No, I would plant them now. They probably take most of the year to grow. I think so.
Michael's got an idea for you.
I just had a thought. If you wanted to move those setups somewhere into the shade, you can layer it up with straw like that and do kind of like a lasagna method of straw and oyster mushrooms and inoculate a
Yes.
big totem and have them flush off the sides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a good
super
idea. It's
exciting.
too, yeah, in the,
And we've got a super shade back there by the Yom.
yeah,
If we had a drip system into it that could do it every day,
yeah, that would.
this
Or
thing
even having
just
the tube
dries
that
out.
was a perforated tube, that's what I was thinking, so that you can actually get water down in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it was just shedding off of the top.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get it. It was packed too tight as well.
Yeah, like a little soaker hose through the middle or something.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, I'm seeing a nut tree over in that one spot
I totally.
where the grass is real high.
Replacing those
right there.
bushes.
Or even replacing those bushes by the broadcaster. 'Cause
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we really need those.
You don't?
I
Yeah.
think we could put something else there.
Yeah.
yeah, we have enough.
Now
water,
that's
like-
what happens when the cistern overflows.
Ah.
And we don't know if it's because of the well. Because we know it didn't rain all of a sudden.
Yeah, maybe when the well takes on.
Can't figure out. Hey, is this what is this?
That's kind of like a phlox. Makes a white flower.
Blocks, that's what's up
That's
there.
what's up in our Zagwan.
Yeah.
That we can, or whatever.
That's also what Michael was asking next to the peach
Yeah.
trees up there.
Yeah, there was all this, just kind of
Yeah,
it
this
just makes
ground
tall
cover.
white
and
flowers
what it
that-
was.
Christina's the best plant ID person.
Most of them.
Okay, well, you can see this is a work in progress because it's early spring.
Yeah, just got the green light to kind of plant everything now, I think. To go full throttle.
We're hoping this will go up, but these are what need EM for sure.
Yeah.
That they'll take off if we give them say 3 times with lots of water and then an EM bucket water. Maybe that'll be one of those things that if Danielle finds somebody.
And how many years ago was this design complete?
3. Mela's been working this for years and years and years and years, but we did the whole raised beds redesign and built that 3 years ago. Yeah.
And we're going to raise this one so we can put another cover over it. We're going to get that raised up and it can take up more of the path. But yeah, it's been about 3 years, right? Since you've been here.
Yeah, I've been here.
The raised beds were all in when you got here.
Yeah, Jacob had put them in 2 years prior to you getting
Yeah,
here.
it's been 3 years.
See what you think about the shade back in there, if it's enough for mushrooms.
We've had a big wind blowing things over.
We've already got the material here for it.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
It's a little old. I bet it'd be a little moldy.
we? Yeah, I mean, as long as you could run water lines to it.
The mushrooms care if it's moldy.
If
Here's a water line.
yeah, they don't like competition. I mean, blue oysters are like really vigorous. They can usually stamp out some competition, but something that is fresher, has maybe even been boiled a little bit first, helps to combat that. But you could try it out. I mean, it's not too expensive to get the blue oysters, and they are by the toughest I know of.
Are the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
This is where we
me
thought
too.
Michael would
Oh my
stay.
God, we've got a slight moth issue in here.
You could stay there. Would you like to stay there?
Oh, this is beautiful, though.
This is the we usually try to get someone in, helper in here for summers, or visiting dignitaries like yourselves.
A lot of those moths right now.
Yeah.
They feel stuck, don't they?
Yeah.
All we have to do is
That
pop.
one
One is
made it
left.
out.
Maybe we leave the door open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let them get out.
Couple of them
And
made it out.
it looks like the plastic's still on, so it's not just screened. So when it gets hot, we'll just pull up the screen.
And fans.
Pull up the thingy. Oh,
And there's a shower and a loo in the greenhouse.
Ah,
so what do you think? Do you think this is shady enough back here?
I think it could be. Yeah.
I mean, it never gets any sun.
There was another shady
Yeah.
spot too in
Yeah,
the
there's
backyard,
one.
right at the top of the hill. That's where I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know where the heck that is right now.
I know, yeah. There was a really good spot too. I agree.
She's
Yeah.
lost in her camera, so she doesn't know where she is.
Well,
Okay.
even along that back wall, it's pretty shady along the bottom there.
Oh, in here?
Yeah, all that back area.
And everything's leaves aren't fully out yet, so there's a lot
So
more
it's going to
shade
get
happening.
shadier.
Yeah.
Do you usually do mushrooms in fall or?
The oysters, they'll flush usually spring and fall. You can sometimes get two flushes.
So is this a
Usually
peach?
around like 50 to 70 degrees is when they kind of start fruiting and
Right.
early and late season.
Really?
Yeah.
Apricot? Nice big juicy, huh?
Yeah, this is a different variety than the one. up
Then those
there.
other ones.
Well, some of them will go a bit feral, don't they?
And this is a peach?
That's a cherry.
Cherry.
This is
A peach. And what's that one?
no, it's just
That's an apple there.
That's
That's
apple.
an apple there.
So there's lots of fruit trees in here. And the shade is so helpful.
This is a Watson
The
witch.
plants love the shade. I mean, some of them need more sun, but we end up having to protect them. She'll put all kinds of covers over this when it gets too hot. Because we're up so high,
Yeah, close to the
the
sun.
UV is incredibly.
7,400 feet. And the UV, I saw the UV rating was 13, whatever that means. Anyway, it was super high. Let me show you the vortex. Okay, so look, she's got lettuces in here. So this is the mint bed we want to take out.
Yeah, that's coming out next.
And then here's our brewer. So this is what, when we turn it on, add water, and then add all our magic. The humogenics, we add the EM1, we'll put in, what else? The compost.
It
Mycorrhiza.
depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to clear the chemtrails, we've been putting in iodine, borax, all kinds of things, but then we don't put it on the garden.
Yeah. Well, I saw some chemtrails already, so maybe we
But
gotta
compost
brew one
tea.
up.
Yeah, compost teas are,
So if you're brewing that, what are you doing? You're brewing it, and then what with it?
and then they just broadcast, spray it
This is just
all over the garden. Whatever, by whatever method
Look
is
at all
possible.
So every time she does this, we don't tromp on the plants, and she's got another bed. You've turned this into lots of beds just by having the flagstone to walk on.
Yeah.
So tell them what you think we ought to do with our Watson Wick area.
Well,
The mint's going, right?
yeah, I mean, I would just let it go unless you want to have somebody to pull it up.
But out here.
But no, this had take all this out and then use it as a bed for something.
Mhm.
And the Watson Wick, just no one walks on it. And then on the other side, there's all raspberries, except the first 2/3 does not really produce good raspberries. They're kind of a red raspberry that kind of gets only really tiny and has little white kernels that they don't develop completely, and they never have since I've been here. And then at the end, there's the yellow ones that do beautifully.
The golden ones are so good, and they. So we're just going to take those out and just keep adding the golden ones, golden raspberries.
Yeah, we had that whole bed there was golden raspberries, but the gophers took them out.
And then Reed, the new guy that's working with you guys, came and he put in the strings, and we're redesigning the greenhouse. So it'll come all the way out,
Oh,
to,
so it's coming out all the way to here. Wow.
but not till after the summer.
Yeah.
And yeah, because it's a timing thing. Everything's planted. We want to have it finished, and we don't want to open it up in the winter. We want to add it, and we have to do it sneaky. So we have to find the builder who's gonna build it off site and bring it in sections.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it though.
ninja
I don't
builder.
think it likes it there.
We need a ninja builder, and we will just
so.
use those. You know, you dig the hole with a post hole
Yeah.
digger and put in the concrete pieces, and then the wood goes on top of them. so it's not digging a whole trench. So it's more portable.
Gotcha. Just putting it on some footings.
Yeah, some little ones.
I don't know if you guys are getting hungry, but I am. Did you have a Coke in here yet?
I have not yet.
So the figs are taking up a lot of real estate.
Oh yeah, they are. They're looking happy though.
Yeah, they're helping with the shade. That's a shower over there. If someone's here, we move plants afterwards.
I love it.
Go for a ride if you want.
So then the new extension will walk through the shower to get to the other side. It'll all be open. It'll go all the way out. But then we won't have another door. It'll just be this door and then windows on that side and windows down here. And then of course the windows that open by themselves. And then we're gonna get a couple of fans that are solar fans.
Yeah.
We're not going to do electric fans because our whole thing is we don't want another thing that if the
Another
grid goes
dependency,
down,
Totally.
you know. So the guy that I was telling you about in Austin, Gary Freeborg, he just went through 19 days with no electricity in Austin. The grid went down for 19 days. So this is what everybody's, getting prepared for.
Is he the gentleman with that really outstanding solar technology that you were talking about, or?
No, he's the biodynamic guy.
Okay. Yeah, because there was another gentleman when we were first talking who you said has like a super panel, like a superconductor
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
solar
the
panel.
inventor.
Yeah.
It's not out on the market yet.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait for it to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry. Can we look at your little
Yeah. Yeah.
patio?
This back there is still pretty rough because I'm waiting for all the elm seeds to drop before I clean up all that mess. But it, they have a little water fountain I made. It'll be prettier when it's clean. But, yeah, that's my little hot tub area back there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. Little Japanese hot tub.
Oh, look at that. That's
Heaven.
beautiful.
I know. Did I leave this one open? Oh, yeah, I did. Did they come? Or you guys just want to see? You can see my place.
Sure.
if you want.
Yeah, up to you. We're getting the full tour. Let's do it.
So this is the winery.
Yeah.
Made a lot of wine this summer.
Nice.
That's all apple wines still. Got my lights here.
Under the lights. Hey, did you get all your wine out of here?
No, there's still a bunch to rack.
Oh my God.
It's very little, but it's,
It's awesome.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Really cute.
So this house was from that wall to this wall. And the shower was here, the toilet was underneath there, and it cost $14,000 to make. It had a heater and it has radiant heat floor. And since then we expanded the kitchen, not growing it. We just added, we just changed everything so it could really be usable.
And wasn't it a chicken house?
Well, it was, we told the neighbors we were building a chicken
Oh,
coop.
I see.
Oh, I thought I was really living in a chicken coop.
No, it never was. But Christina moved in and took out this whole thing that blocked the energy in here, and now it's all open, and now we've got cupboards underneath there.
Oh, I didn't do all that. That was there when I got here. I just put that little shower
Pussy
thing
cat?
and
Yeah,
some shelves
just
in. This was here.
She's a senior citizen.
Oh, she's retired.
You enjoying your retirement? It looks like it.
And then we just added a porch on that end, and then made it a room after about 4 or 5 years, and then added a porch here, and made it a room after 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It just slowly happened, you know.
It flows well though. It feels really good.
And then we broke through the wall here and moved the toilet to here, and it's connected to its own Watson wick that feeds all those plants out there. So we've got 2 Watson wicks. It was a time when the city said, do what you want with your sewage.
Yeah.
Figure it out yourselves and do what you want. So nobody got any permits, and I wouldn't have anyway, but
When we were going through permitting, we didn't end up going to construction, but doing a straw bale homestead off the Turquoise Trail. We had land out there we were going to do. And even though we wanted to do composting toilets, they're like, no, you still have to put in a septic system and all of that. I mean, just crazy, you know.
well
Even
now,
though you're not going to use it, you have to put it in.
now but we'll see, because when, you know, if and when this sells and this becomes somebody else's and we can be part of it without having to be the owners, we'll see how they approve or not approve.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mainly this.
Well, yeah, those 2. Yeah, because we can always cover up the toilet and the shower in the greenhouse.
Yeah, just fill it out with straw bales.
Yeah,
Put some actual chickens.
actually, that was the idea. If we ever got busted, we would just throw the chickens in here.
I'll put my costume on.
Your chicken costume.
Yeah.
So did you show them the hot tub?
Yeah.
So shall we go out that way?
Let's go have some lunch. You
Yeah,
guys might
let's
not
go have
want
lunch.
to.
Alright. I'm just gonna make sure that back door is the back door closed.
Yeah, I closed it.
Okay. Yes. Don't wanna lose anything here.
So she's creating a patio out here, and this is like the back of the hot tub. So, you know, my dream was to go ahead and add a storage unit here. Just build something that comes off of here. So,
Like a garden shed, kind of? Or...
but better,
Yeah.
you know, more powerful, so it wouldn't let any rain in, and you
Yeah.
know, she could really use it for storing stuff.
Okay.
But
I gotcha.
Electrical panel up in there too.
isn't that funny? Here's the other piece.
And this gas.
Undercover.
And that's the road right there. So that's why this is not private, right here.
So is the intention to, it sounded like sell a few of these, or if you find the right owners, you're open to multiple, or just trying to get a sense of the...
We don't know. That's
Yeah.
why we're hoping Jim and Andrea will come
Yeah,
and see what they feel.
yeah.
You know, because as soon as people move out,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to grab your salad?
I gave it all to her.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I could.
Oh, good. And you have a dressing, so all we need is a big thing. So what do you think? Shall we sit in the plaza? It's so nice. See, we sit here. This is one of our eating things.
Yeah, this feels like a nice community atrium to me. You know, like just the openness of it, the
Especially-
kitchen there.
And also we've
It
done
feels
our
like a
little
natural gathering
fermentation
space.
sessions and
Yeah,
canning and
absolutely.
So here's
Wine
the other
drinking.
entrance into that place, which would now be the food forest down the road.
I need to see through the doors so I can connect all these maps in my mind of where I've been. You know,
I know, it's
Okay.
confusing.
This makes sense now.
And what did we say?
I'm connecting.
Leave the mint and do some arugula in that next bed. Okay, so we'll just, I'll grab. Okay, can you lead them to the plaza?
Yes.
And
I may go back in. I had a little leftover from this morning that I'll grab as an accompaniment to the lunch.
Okay. You'll be going to your room already, huh?
Yes, thank you.
okay, so the gate Danielle's going in is the one that to get to the plaza without going through the house. You can go that way, but you want to come here first.
Yeah, I just want to grab some
Sure.
things out of there.
Okay, and I'm gonna grab let me show you this thing. Oh, ho, ho! It's So, squash blossom. Isn't that the cutest thing?
I love it.
So we'll take it inside. I have no idea if it was sitting there for a day.
I wonder where they're sourced from. If you could get, they could source some stuff from here someday.
Well, we asked them and they said they'd love to. The thing is that what we find, because our place is so high altitude, we really have a hard time getting a lot of production. You know, we pretty much feed the property. Wow, look at these radishes.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
You can tell they're not from our garden. Look at that. I've got to grab a couple of these. Don't you think? Oh my gosh, look at those. And we've got our water glasses up at Danielle, so we got to go grab those. Oh no, up at Danielle's. Okay. Isn't that beautiful out there?
The entire place is absolutely stunning.
Oh, good.